Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Friday, the 21st of July. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks for joining us today. Here's what we have in store for you. So last Sunday, I stopped by Babies and Bumps Nashville 2023. This was the second time that Babies and Bumps made a point to be in the Nashville area for an afternoon program. While I was there, I was able to connect with a couple of baby experts, one being a sleep consultant who talked about tips on how to get your newborn to sleep through the night. She has some tricks for all the new parents out there and soon to be mom and dads. I also talked with Jamie Grayson, who is a car seat expert. He has a couple of recommendations for you this morning. Cannot wait to share what they have to say coming up in a few minutes. After that, we hear from a travel agent who shares with us why it may be beneficial for those making that next trip to go through a travel agent, because they may be able to answer questions you're not even thinking of. And then Devon and Sylvia Ganier share a little knowledge of lettuce with us this morning. They always have great stuff from the kitchen. Cannot wait to see what they're sharing with us today. And also why you need to make one more trip to the Nashville Zoo before Dino Trek leaves us this year, because in a few short days, the dinosaurs will once again be extinct. All right, let's get a check of our headlines this morning. It's been a summer of learning and getting a feel for campus life for Tri-County Upward Bound students from Houston, Cheatham, and Stewart County high schools. The students are wrapping up a 6-week stint at Austin Peay State University. The university has provided this free program for 25 years through federal grant funding in an effort to support low-income or first-generation college students. Read what a couple of the students have expressed about the program by going to our website and clicking on Main Street Clarksville. Crimes are on the decline for Dickson County. The Dickson County Sheriff's Office reported lower numbers in murders, robberies, sex crimes, burglaries, assaults, vehicle thefts, and vandalism. Look over the types of crimes and their numbers from last year by visiting the Dickson Post. And then Wilson County teachers should be feeling the love right now and in the coming days. The 2023 We Love Our Wilson County Teachers kicked off this past Wednesday. The program is to show support for every public and private school teacher and student in the county. Read on how the county is showing that support by going to our website, mainstreetmediatn.com. The weekend is upon us. What is it going to be like outside? Well, we're turning to Tennessee Valley weather for the answer.
Happy Friday to you. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a check at your forecast for the rest of today. We're expecting a few rounds of storms. A few of them may be strong to severe with some gusty winds, so be sure to stay weather aware for the rest of today. You can see that here on Futurecast. We will go ahead and play through the next little bit, and you can see this massive thunderstorms around lunchtime starting to approach the Tennessee Valley. We will see that continue to move into our area and eastward as we progress throughout the rest of the afternoon, and we will see a few lingering showers and storms for the rest of the day, for the rest of the evening as well. However, I think the bulk of the rainfall is going to be during that afternoon storm round. You can see here on the 7-day forecast temperatures today in the upper 80s, but falling to the mid 80s by Saturday and Sunday, and the humidity levels will be falling as well, making it a lot more comfortable, and we will be completely dry this weekend as well, and we will stay dry through much of next week aside from a few stray rain chances, but unfortunately we are going to increase the temperatures to the upper 80s by Monday and into the 90s by Tuesday.
Welcome back. Babies and Bumps recently wrapped up its second event in Nashville this past weekend. While I was there, I got to hear from experts in a number of categories that would really help out new parents and soon to be mom and dads. Now, first time parents may not fully know what to expect when it comes to a newborn sleep schedule. And at the recent Babies and Bumps event, sleep consultant and owner of My Dreamy Sleeper, Jessica Byrne, shared sleep tips and sleep strategies that parents could put to use with their newborn.
So we have to focus a lot on sleep environment, making sure you have a sleep environment that is conducive to sleep. You want a really dark room. Of course, we want them sleeping in a crib or a bassinet. We want the room quiet. Temperature, I was talking about how we want it to be cooler. Too warm causes restless sleep and wake-ups. You know, sleep attire, you want your baby wearing something safe. I recommend either a swaddle if they're a newborn or a sleep sack if they're an infant. And then we talk about setting up predictable routines. Super super important. Bedtime and naps, you want to set up that ritual for your baby so that they know sleep is near, sleep is coming. And then we talk about, if you're having troubles with sleep, some things that you can do. We oftentimes use temporary tools to get our babies to sleep, which is totally fine. If parents are ever at a point where they're struggling with sleep, however, I help them to kind of get rid of those temporary tools so that baby can be sleeping independently and can really start sleeping through the night.
Byrne works with the age range of newborn to 8 years old. You can follow Jessica Byrne on Instagram at MyDreamySleeper for sleep tips and advice. Are you aware that there is an 85% car seat misuse rate in America? After almost 20 years, Jamie Grayson, a child passenger and safety tech expert, knows well how vital information and usage information can be overlooked. Grayson does his part, however, to educate parents and soon-to-be mom and dads and caregivers on proper car seat usage and safety. This is what Grayson shared with me before he spoke at Babies and Bumps.
I think that people don't know what they don't know, and a lot of times they don't know what questions to ask because we all start at a base level of nothing with anything, but especially with gear and like safety and parenting. And it's just like, don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to find, communities of support, especially locally, which is why I like doing this event. Read your manuals. And a lot of people, they think this book is just kind of there flippantly, but you need to read your car seat manual, you need to read your automobile manual, because not every car seat will work in every vehicle. So you need to make sure that they're compatible. And then another safety component is there's usually a little card with your product, like a registration card, and people don't fill those out. But those are hugely important, because if a product happens to be recalled, that's how consumers are reached out to by manufacturers.
This was the 42nd Babies and Bumps exhibition, and the second one to be held in the Nashville area. Founder of Babies and Bumps, Monica Infante, says that her goal is to leave everyone with a realistic picture of what it's like to bring home a newborn, as well as to inspire them on how to continue to care for themselves in the role as a parent, and equip them with all the knowledge that is out there when it comes to a newborn, and then those going into that toddler stage. Monica shared that she talks to local people to see where their expertise happens to be, and she likes to bring them in for the exhibition.
Most of the people who are presenting are people who are here on event day, who have a table with us. So it really is, as opposed to, we certainly do, we have brands we believe in here, but really having people who are these, we call them backyard businesses and brands we believe in. So having people here that our attendees can visit with, and when they leave, they actually have this network available to them. But adding that extra layer of information and education just really sets this event apart. And like I said, most of the people who are presenting are the people who are already here with tables.
Are you interested in attending a Babies and Bumps exhibition? Well, if you are, you can just follow Babies and Bumps on Instagram or Facebook. Monica shares that she will be setting up the next season of Babies and Bumps exhibitions in either late August or early September. And again, she's seeing tremendous growth and hopes to continue to see not only soon-to-be parents, but those who recently had a baby at the next Babies and Bumps presentation. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up right after this.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Did you know that up to 80% of us will experience back or neck pain during our lifetime? Many of you are offered surgery or addictive pain pills to relieve your chronic pain. At the Dr. Gill's Center for Back, Neck, Chronic Pain Relief, we have been leading the way to better health, naturally, and have helped tens of thousands of people right here in Middle Tennessee for the past 30 years.
I came to Dr. Gill about 10 years ago after my local doctors recommended surgery. I knew about Dr. Gill and wanted to see if he could help me. 10 years later, I am pain-free, no surgery, and no pain pills.
Surgery is scary, and over 40% of all back surgeries fail, creating a cycle of surgery and pills. There is a safer solution to your chronic pain. Make the call to the Dr. Gill Center for Back Neck Chronic Pain Relief today and get your life back. This office visit is normally $299, but call today and receive your initial consultation, report of finding for just $49. But hurry, this offer won't last long. Call 615-768-8743. That's 615-768-8743.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Well, according to Travel Agent Central, 44% of us are more likely to use a travel agent after the pandemic. This morning, to talk about travel, using a travel agent, and why there are some benefits to it, we have from Queens of Fun Travel, which is a premier luxury travel planning agency. We have agent Morgan James with us. Morgan, great to see you this morning.
Great to see you too, Stephanie. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome. So Morgan here is what you would say a world traveler would be. She's been to 24 countries. So I'm sure in your time of traveling all over the world, you've come up against probably many of the obstacles that someone might come up against during your travels.
Yes, absolutely. A great example of that is I just returned from 2 weeks in Spain, and I rented a car to travel throughout all these small cities and towns in the south of Spain, and had no idea the small amount of parking spaces that they have in Spain. So one thing I learned there is probably utilize taxis and trains over renting your own car.
No kidding. So and now is that a piece of information that you would maybe solely get from a travel agent?
Yeah, absolutely. Travel agents are experts in their field. You know, like you said, I've been to 24 different countries, a lot of them in Europe. And I know the ins and outs of these countries, the requirements pre and post pandemic, because there are some different ones now, and just tips and tricks on how to utilize your time and get the most out of your trip, because time is very valuable, especially when you're traveling. And when you go through a travel agent, they can really help you through those.
Well, I was going to also say time is money. So it's one of those, as we're planning our trip, we don't know. I just going from my personal experience, don't know where we can save and where we can maybe spend a little bit more. And is that something, because I know used to people would be like, oh, it's so expensive to use a travel agent, but is it maybe likely that we could save a little bit of money by using a travel agent?
Absolutely. I mean, the stereotype has been that using a travel agent is expensive, and that is not the case at all. In fact, a lot of travel agents do the research and the booking for free or for a very minimal cost on your behalf. And additional financial benefits that you get from working with a travel agent is they have pre-negotiated rates and relationships with travel vendors, whether it's a cruise line or a sandals resort. And so they're able to provide you with added perks, whether it's a bottle of champagne upon arrival or maybe a personal driver pick you up from the airport. Those are added perks that aren't open to the public, but you can access through a travel agent.
No kidding. That is great to know. That is not something I would have thought of. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as we're trying to maybe pick our travel agent, because there are different agencies out there, do you have maybe a set of questions that we can maybe ask them to make sure that we're getting the best travel agent for our needs, or someone who's knowledgeable enough to do the work that we need them to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I would start with thinking about, okay, where do I want to travel to? And look for an expert in that location. For example, I specialize in Europe. I love it. I know so much about it. And if you're wanting to travel to Europe, highly recommend looking at a European travel expert. The same goes for Disney. Those families out there that want to travel to Disney probably know that it is very overwhelming to navigate all the different parks and the hotels and transportation and food, and it gets very overwhelming. And there are a lot of agents out there that specialize in Disney. So I would definitely do your research on the web, search travel agents that specialize in Europe, travel agents that specialize in Disney, or wherever your travel bug is taking you. And that's definitely the best starting point.
I absolutely love that you call it travel experts. That is so exactly what you guys are. That is amazing. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you feel like would be beneficial for those watching this to hear?
I would like to touch a little bit more on my agency, the Queen of Fun Travel, since today is International Women's Day. We are a woman-owned and operated luxury travel agency. We have agents all over the United States. I specialize in Europe. My counterparts specialize in Hawaii, the Caribbean, and we even have a Disney expert as well. And so if you're interested in traveling to any of those places, definitely recommend reaching out to the Queen of Fun Travel agency.
Queen of Fun Travel, and I have to say, one of my favorite websites that I've seen in a while. Very bright and vibrant, sort of, it just engages you right away.
It is so fun, isn't it, Stephanie?
It is. I know if I have a question, I'm definitely going to turn to you, Morgan. I appreciate your time. Thank you for the few tips that you were able to give us. And again, a great way for people maybe to save a little bit, get everything that they need by using a travel agent. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep on traveling, everybody. Have a nice day.
Will do. Bye, Morgan. All right, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have a lot more coming up after this.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Welcome back. It is time now for a little bit from Devon's table. You know, I'm always curious to what Devon O'Day and Sylvia Ganier have to say when they're in the kitchen. Let's see what they have in store for us today.
Well, happy day. I'm Devon O'Day. It's time for Devon's table. And my partner in lettuce today.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Ganier.
We're at Green Door Gourmet, where it literally is very green today.
Yes, happy day at Green Door Gourmet. So our leafy greens help us do that while we're upping our vitamin K, our vitamin C, also protein and iron.
Whoa, protein?
Protein and iron. Iron in spinach is one of the highest sources of iron other than red meat.
Wow, that's unbelievable. And you've got so many interesting things here. I don't even know what all these are, but that's why we're here, and to teach you. It's not just one thing to put in a salad. We're used to iceberg lettuce, and that represented salad for me growing up.
I got that in here, Devon. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
We'll talk about
We've got some
iceberg.
I can't get in there. That's a big old head of lettuce.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So iceberg really gets a bad rap.
It does.
The thing about lettuce, any lettuce, it is part of your water content for the day. So if you're like me and you are not a good hydrator, I get busy, I don't think about it until I'm already way too thirsty. One of the best things you can do is have a salad, because iceberg lettuce is almost all water.
Wow.
So think about it in that regard. If nothing else, you get a great crunch. It's a fantastic vehicle for a wedge salad. And you also are hydrating when you have iceberg. So it is not the bad guy. It's just not perhaps your favorite cousin when you're thinking more health benefits.
And a nod to our production coordinator, Mona Bagsby. She replaced bread with sheets of this to make her sandwiches with.
Yes, and you can also take ground chicken or turkey, put your sweet chili sauce or something like that in there and make chicken wraps. And you can use cabbage leaves, you can use iceberg leaves, or we could use your favorite, the butter
lettuce.
bib.
Yes.
Isn't that just pretty?
That is beautiful. It's so good with balsamic vinegar.
Yes. And, the butter lettuce has a little bit more flavor, a little bit more structure, a few more vitamins. The darker the green, the more the vitamins. So,
nice.
And all lettuce is not green. There is the red lettuce.
Oh, that's always so pretty in a salad.
So you've got this red oak leaf lettuce that if when you're ready to use it, you would just literally take the head off.
And it's ready.
If it hasn't been washed, you're going to put this in a little bit of water in the salad spinner, dunk it up and down a couple of times, dump that water, spin it, and it's good to go. It lasts for forever after you spin it in some cold water.
Look, I mean, I was looking in this case, other than, like, you've got pizza dough, you've got ravioli.
Well, let's just open it up and see all the things we got.
Okay.
So, not just one kind of ravioli.
Gulf shrimp and ricotta.
We've got numerous kinds of ravioli here from our friends at Alfresco Pasta.
Benton's bacon and white cheddar ravioli. Oh my gosh, with a nice white sauce. I mean, I'm telling you.
When you gonna make that for me, Devon?
I would. Anytime
I'll bring the ravioli. You make the sauce?
I'll make the white sauce.
Okay,
Yes, indeed. You got a deal.
That sounds good. We also carry different flavors of Wise butter, and it freezes beautifully.
Tell me about this butter here.
And so it's a compound butter.
What's that?
Compound butter does not mean you have to live in a compound to eat it. It means that it is a complex butter. So you take a wonderful, natural, delicious, home churned butter, and then you add different flavors to it. Maybe it's basil, maybe it's wildflower honey, maybe it's lemon, maybe it is a Worcestershire, a little steak sauce, something going on. And then each of those butters, you can pull them out, take out a little bit at a time and use it, because butter freezes beautifully.
Didn't even think about that.
And the other trick is, if you love steak and you like a little bit of melted butter over your steak, if the butter is frozen and you put it on that hot steak, it's going to stay sitting on the steak just that extra little second longer, and then it will just melt gradually, gently over top of that steak. So think about a chimichurri butter over a ribeye. Think about steak sauce over maybe a T-bone or something good like that. So the Wise butter is a wonderful, wonderful choice for all those things.
And then quiches, that they freeze great, and that is the easiest thing. You got people coming over for a little brunch, get you a quiche here. They'll never know it wasn't homemade.
And we'll never tell. It's our secret. You take we have a couple of different kinds here. They're both wonderful, but you just take that out, pop it in the oven. Everybody thinks you made it. It's delicious. You're a hero. People are well fed. What more can you ask for?
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Hockey and
Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Who wouldn't love a stuffed booster? I know I sure would, or any sort of sound swag, all of which can be found at Nashville Sounds Pro Shop. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television would love to invite you out to Sunday Family Fun Day, each Sunday home game. You can also register to win free tickets by going to your favorite Main Street Media website. Register to win, and then we'll see you here at the ballpark. Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. I bet you can guess where we are. We're at the Nashville Zoo at Dino Trek, talking once again with Mallory Immel. We always appreciate, Mallory, your time.
Of course, we love when you'll come out here, especially to check out Dino Trek again.
And you know, it's winding down, so July 30th, that's the last day. What do people need to know, or what would you like to share with them to get them out here maybe for this last week?
Definitely July 30th, so we're definitely in our final stretch of getting to see these dinos while they're here. And especially in the summertime, it's just so special to have all the greenery around us, and it kind of feels very Jurassic Park-esque with these big dinos behind us and all the green around us.
Looking at these dinosaurs, what's the turnout been like for you guys?
It's been so good. So we started this back in March, and we've had over 100,000 guests so far, and numbers counting, so we're just super thrilled with the turnout and just the extra attraction that we can give the Nashville community here at the zoo.
And so with the numbers, if they're where you want them to be, is this something that will come back in the future?
We think it will. This has definitely been a returning exhibit. This is our 6th or 7th time doing this in the course over the past decade or so. So it may be back next year, but it will for sure be back sometime in the future.
All right, well, don't wait for the future. Go ahead and make it out here to the Nashville Zoo before the 30th. Anything that people can expect the last, I guess, 2 weekends. So this weekend and next weekend, any sort of big deals happening?
We just recommend getting those tickets ahead of time online. It is summertime, so kids are on vacation, so it is definitely busy here. So you make sure you get a parking spot and get those tickets, and then come see the dinos before they're extinct.
I love how you did that. Oh my goodness. So once the dinos here are extinct, what's the next thing you're working on?
We have our Komodo dragon exhibit opening a week from today, which July 27th will be the official opening day, and we'll have our largest Komodo dragon exhibit in all of America here at your Nashville Zoo.
Oh my gosh, that's just one good thing after another here at the Nashville Zoo. So be sure to check in with Mornings on Main Street next week. We'll have all the information that you need for seeing those Komodo dragons. Mallory, until that time, we appreciate you.
Of course.
Stay cool out here, and if you come out, make sure you have some water and hydrate. It gets warm. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up right after this. Thank you guys for joining us here for Mornings on Main Street this morning. I hope you have a fantastic Friday and a fun and enjoyable weekend. I look forward to seeing you back here on Monday.